Well, hello everyone. This is Doc Hatfield, Preacher Man Piper, coming to you again. I wanted to explain some things to you because I've realized that a lot of you have watched some of my videos but haven't watched all of them. And all of my videos is about my life story. And so I wanted to explain something to you that I've already explained in one of my videos. I can't tell you which one because I can't remember. We won't talk about that. By the way, I'm smoking my corncob pipe here. I love this little old pipe. And I'm smoking my favorite tobacco, Admiral's Choice. Now that we got that out of the way, as many of you know, but a lot of you don't know, back many years ago, my wife and I lived in Ohio, and we lived in a two-story house. My wife's a registered nurse, and she was at work, working 3 to 11. And sometime during that night, I fell down the stairs, put my head through a wall. My head was harder than the wall. And I must have gotten up. Because when my wife came in, she found me laying in the living room, laying in the floor by my keyboard, and my forehead had hit the keyboard, I guess, the edge of the keyboard, as I probably fell or whatever. Anyway, from that point, for over a year and a half, almost 2 years, I didn't know a blithering thing. Not one thing. Didn't know who nobody was. Didn't know anything about anybody. There was one time that this hadn't happened very long, and I took my truck and I went out, and I guess my wife was worried about me because I hadn't come back home, and she was wondering where in the world I was, and so she had told some other people. Well, somebody found me sitting on the side of the road and asked me who I was, and I said, I don't know. And they said, well, where are you going? I said, I don't have no idea. And so they said, well, come go with us. And I said, well, I've got my truck. I said, we'll help you with your truck. And they brought me back to the house. Well, from that point on, I wasn't allowed to drive. Well, when I finally did start to get some of my memory back, I couldn't figure out the dates. In other words, I figured out something that happened. But I couldn't tell you if it happened last week or if it happened 40 years ago. Couldn't tell you. Then we began to notice, and it's this way to this day. If I met you somewhere and I saw you and I heard your name, I would remember you for about 3 months. In that 3 to 4 months period of time, if I didn't hear about you, if I didn't hear your name, you wasn't ever brought up, I'd forget you 100%. And if I saw you the next day, I would have no idea who in the world you are. And even to this day, my wife and I, when we go somewhere to visit, and we hadn't talked about them or seen nothing about them for over 4 or 5 months, she has to tell me who we're going to see so that I don't feel like a dummy, in other words. Well, it's the same way with everything else. I was asking in one of my videos, the name of my pipe shop that I had back in 1970. I have no idea. My wife don't know because we wasn't married at that time. In fact, we didn't meet each other for 20 years after that. So I know that I had a pipe shop, and I've kind of figured out that it was back in the early 70s. I didn't have it but just a while. And so I was asked what the name of it was. I can't remember the name of it. I can remember stories about it, but I can't remember things like the name of it, the place of it. In fact, if I was to go back there now, there's probably no way in the world I could figure out where in the world my pipe shop used to be. I just wouldn't be able to do that. So anyway, I wanted to explain this to you because I want you to understand that many of the things that I've told you about are things that were written down. And because a lot of them I don't remember. But my wife, she knows about them and she's told me about them. And then things that she never knew about that I don't remember, they're just gone, I guess. So I wanted to explain that to you because I wanted you to understand. It isn't that I don't want you to know, it's just that I don't know. And I just live with that. I was working over at a town about 18 miles from here, and when I got off work, I ended up somewhere, I don't remember where now, but I ended up somewhere, and all of a sudden I realized I don't know where I'm at and I don't know how to get home. Well, we had taken my wife's number and put it in my phone so that she was at the very top of all phone calls in the contacts. And so I had learned that whenever something like that happens, just to dial that one number. So I dialed it. She answered the phone. I said, "Who is this?" And she, of course, she knew who I was. She said, "Well, this is Carla. Where are you at?" And I said, "Carla," I said, I said, "I don't know." I said, "I'm sitting on the side of the road." I said, "To my right is a lake, and I saw a street sign to my left," and I told her the name of that street sign, and I told her the name of the street I was on because it had them both there. And so she asked the nurses there, she said, because she was at the hospital, she asked the nurses there if they knew where I was talking about. And this one nurse said, "Oh yeah, I live right around there." She said, "Well, tell me how to get him home." And they said, "Well, we can tell you how to get to Pellissippi." And so she told me how to get to Pellissippi, and then how to take the next exit after I get on Pellissippi, and that would take me into Maryville. And while I was driving through Maryville, everything started to come back to me. Then I realized I was able to get on home. But things like that happen. Now, they hadn't happened for a while because I don't go out nowhere, and I don't see nobody. But anyway, I wanted you to understand that, and I hope that you do, and I hope this don't disappoint you. But I'm just being honest with you, laying it out there like it is. So in the meantime, smoke your pipe. Smoke your pipe. Put your favorite tobacco in it. Light it up and enjoy it. Well, till I see you again, this is Old Doc signing out. May the good Lord watch over you and keep you and help you with every circumstance and every need in your life. Until then, bye-bye.